If you want to look sharp, join the military. This old Russian saying rings true at Moscow's first festival of military music right next to the Kremlin walls. Masked marchers, choice military bands from 5 continents, even a Russian elite cavalry unit have come together in Red Square to perform in the Kremlin Zorya festival. Zorya is an old Russian term for a bugle call that wakes soldiers up in the morning. The Russian government believes that the country desperately needs to be awoken to the glorious traditions of its armed forces. The festival shows that the Russian army has a rich musical culture and plenty of achievements. Young people will understand that military service can be attractive. For 2 decades, there has been little to be proud of. The Russian military has suffered large-scale cutbacks in funding and personnel. The protracted war in Chechnya and the notorious hazing among the ranks have made military service highly unpopular. The number of draft dodges in Russia is measured by the thousands. With the army losing its Soviet-era luster, many in the Russian military felt deeply humiliated and deserted by their own government. Russia's leaders finally felt that a strong country needs a strong army. The Kremlin, which has been rolling in oil money, has made strengthening the military one of its top priorities.
Russian leaders really believe that military might make our country comparable with the other great powers.
President Putin recently resumed strategic combat patrolling, and just days ago, Russia tested the world's largest vacuum bomb. It is clear that Russia's military might is on the rise. But to boost the image of the Russian armed forces, the Kremlin will have to change people's attitudes, both at home and internationally. And this is exactly what the Kremlin Zorya festival attempts to achieve. With an emphasis on Russia's glorious imperial past, this performance of precision and discipline works to stir feelings of pride and patriotism in citizens. When you put on this historical uniform, you immediately feel like squaring your shoulders, and you want to help other people appreciate your country's history through military music. To make the festival go down well with the overseas audience, Russia invited numerous military performers from Great Britain, Canada, South Africa, New Zealand, and other countries. Bagpipes, drums, and military uniforms work miracles on the spectators. The public really needs shows like this one. They inspire patriotism and demonstrate it to people in other countries that Russia is #1 in the world. President Putin is already talking about reviving Soviet-style military parades in Red Square. While the guests applaud and the Kremlin looks for more ways to intimidate the West, Russian servicemen have got a perfect chance to practice for the future and get the rest of the world accustomed to Moscow's newfound global assertiveness. Alexei Kuznetsov, CBS News, Moscow.